Petrocaribe has become a household word as it has been both criticized and praised on all media outlets, ranging from radio, television, and social media. It is a program whose pros and cons have been debated in several Caribbean countries and one that the United States has expressed great concerns about while discouraging the Caribbean nations from becoming dependent on the program. Petrocaribe Oil is an alliance among several Caribbean countries that buy oil on special payment terms. The government of Belize has boasted several programs and projects being made possible around the country as a result of the Petrocaribe monies and has pledged continued support of the agreement Belize has undertaken with Venezuela. But Belize is only one of several Caribbean nations who have found the program beneficial to their economies and social programs. Guyana, for example, has not only been benefiting from the program, but has installed an economic development agreement that was reached through a rice for oil exchange, while the International Monetary Fund had warned Guyana of its use of the funds. The country's finance minister, Dr. Ashini Singh, had stated in a budget presentation that they are firmly committed to the agreement. In St. Kitts and Nevis, the Prime Minister announced yesterday that monies from the Petrocaribe initiative, just under $6 million will be used to fulfill promises made to former sugar workers. Prime Minister Timothy Harris of St. Kitts and Nevis went to state that the Petrocaribe programs seeks not to only keep important levels of security to the countries, but also to be a tool of economic and social development. One country that has opted to remove itself from the agreement is Guatemala. Its withdrawal from the alliance was reportedly due to unsuccessful negotiations in acquiring favorable rates for purchasing and financing. The neighboring Central American country was reportedly seeking an interest rate of under 2% on its deferred purchases of Venezuelan oil. As recent as last week, Prime Minister expressed his intention of continuing the use of Petrocaribe funds. Belize's Prime Minister expressed his intention of continuing the use of Petrocaribe funds via the passage of the bill that seeks to defer the approval from the House of Representatives as a passage for the use of Petrocaribe monies. The bill received much opposition, but was passed nonetheless. In a release issued yesterday by the Christian Workers Union, CWU, denounces the act as it lacks transparency and accountability and attempts to validate and legalize outright illegal actions that go against the laws of Belize. The release reminds Belizeans that in 2010 there was an amendment to the Finance and Audit Act to increase oversight of public finances governance. It says despite the amendments and calls for better oversight, the Petrocaribe Loans Act flies in the face of the measures to be more accountable and more transparent with the monies of the people. According to the CWU, despite the finance minister's justification why he does not wish to go back to the National Assembly each time to obtain approval for spending monies over $10 million, the truth is the act was really designed to defeat the present case brought against the government by the opposition challenging government's violation of the law. The CWU is calling on the unions to denounce the act and to unite to demand that the law